The nighttime assassin, how sleep apnea is silently destroying your heart and brain. While you're sleeping tonight, you might stop breathing. Not once, not twice, but potentially hundreds of times. And each time you stop breathing, you're one step closer to a heart attack, stroke, or Alzheimer's disease. What I'm about to tell you could be the most important 25 minutes of your life. Sleep apnea affects 54 million Americans, but 80% don't even know they have it. This silent assassin is literally killing people in their sleep. And the scariest part? Your brain is being damaged every single night. But here's what the medical establishment doesn't want you to know. Sleep apnea isn't just about snoring. It's about your body waging a war against itself every night. And you're losing the battle without even knowing you're fighting. Welcome back to Life Pulse, where we uncover the health threats hiding in plain sight. And today we're exposing the most dangerous condition you've probably never heard of: obstructive sleep apnea. Here's what should terrify you. People with untreated sleep apnea are 4 times more likely to have a stroke, 3 times more likely to have a heart attack, and 5 times more likely to die suddenly in their sleep. Yet most people think it's just snoring. The insurance industry knows this. They've quietly started requiring sleep apnea screening for certain life insurance policies because they understand the deadly risk. If you snore, if your partner says you stop breathing at night, or if you wake up tired despite getting 8 hours of sleep, this video could save your life. Hit that like button and share this with someone you love. Because statistically, someone watching this video right now has sleep apnea and doesn't know it. But before we dive deep, let me ask you something. How many times have you fallen asleep during the day when you didn't mean to? If it's more than once in the past month, what I'm about to share could explain why your body is literally crying out for help. Let me share research that will change how you think about sleep forever. The Wisconsin Sleep Study followed 1,122 adults for 13 years and discovered that people with severe sleep apnea were 46% more likely to die from any cause. But here's the kicker. Even mild sleep apnea increased death risk by 17%. That means even if you think your snoring is not that bad, you could still be slowly killing yourself. The brain damage connection. Ronald Harper from UCLA used brain imaging to study sleep apnea patients. What they found was horrifying. The brain literally shrinks in areas responsible for memory, decision-making, and emotional control. We're seeing brain tissue loss equivalent to what we see in Alzheimer's patients, Dr. Harper reported. But here's the part that will shock you. This brain damage starts within months of developing sleep apnea, not years. The heart attack time bomb. The American Heart Association found that untreated sleep apnea increases heart attack risk by 30%. Why? Every time you stop breathing, your oxygen levels plummet, your heart rate spikes, and your blood pressure surges. It's like running a marathon while you sleep. Dr. Aporgami from the Mayo Clinic put it perfectly. Sleep apnea doesn't just happen at night, it damages your cardiovascular system 24 hours a day. The diabetes connection. Sleep apnea increases diabetes risk by 250%. The constant stress hormones released during breathing interruptions cause insulin resistance, leading to out-of-control blood sugar levels. But here's what's truly frightening. Even people without diabetes who have sleep apnea show blood sugar spikes that mirror type 2 diabetes. Bought the cancer link. New research from the University of Wisconsin revealed that people with severe sleep apnea are 65% more likely to develop cancer. The chronic oxygen deprivation and inflammation create the perfect environment for cancer cells to grow and spread. The immune system collapse. Stanford researchers discovered that sleep apnea suppresses immune function by 40%. Your white blood cells, your body's defense system, become sluggish and ineffective. This is why people with sleep apnea get sick more often and take longer to recover. Let me paint you a picture of what's happening inside your body every night if you have sleep apnea. The 90-second nightmare. Imagine you're peacefully sleeping when suddenly your airway collapses. Your throat muscles, which should stay firm, relax and block your breathing passage. Your brain, desperately needing oxygen, sends panic signals throughout your body. Your heart rate jumps from 60 to 120 beats per minute. Your blood pressure spikes to dangerous levels, sometimes reaching 200, 100 or higher. Stress hormones flood your system like you're being chased by a predator. The awakening response. Your brain partially wakes you up just enough to gasp for air, but not enough for you to remember. This happens 5, 10, even 100 times per hour. You never get deep, restorative sleep. Your sleep architecture is completely destroyed. Tom, a 58-year-old accountant from Denver, told me his story. My wife said I stopped breathing for nearly 2 minutes during the night. She was terrified. I had no memory of it, but I woke up feeling like I'd been hit by a truck. My doctor discovered I was having 47 breathing interruptions per hour. That's almost one every minute. For 8 hours every night, my body was in a state of panic. The cascade of destruction. Each breathing interruption triggers oxygen deprivation to vital organs. Your brain gets 40% less oxygen, increased inflammation throughout the body, elevated stress hormone production. Cortisol levels spike 300%. Disrupted sleep architecture. You lose 70% of deep sleep. Increased appetite hormones leading to weight gain. Elevated blood sugar levels. Increased blood clotting factors making strokes more likely. Suppressed growth hormone production, accelerating aging. The metabolic chaos. Dr. E. Van Cotter from the University of Chicago explains, sleep apnea creates a perfect storm of metabolic dysfunction. Your body thinks it's starving and under attack simultaneously. It starts hoarding fat, especially around the midsection, and becomes resistant to insulin. The vicious cycle. Weight gain from sleep apnea makes the sleep apnea worse, which causes more weight gain. It's a downward spiral that gets progressively more dangerous. These symptoms could be your body's desperate cry for help. Nighttime warning signs. Loud, persistent snoring that can be heard through walls, gasping or choking during sleep, restless sleep or frequent awakenings. Night sweats, your body is working overtime. Frequent urination at night, your heart releases hormones that increase urine production. Grinding teeth, bruxism affects 70% of sleep apnea patients. Sleep talking or walking, sudden awakenings with a racing heart. Daytime danger signals, extreme fatigue despite adequate sleep time, falling asleep during conversations or while driving. Morning headaches from carbon dioxide buildup, difficulty concentrating or memory problems, irritability or mood changes, decreased reaction time, frequent yawning throughout the day. The hidden signs most people miss. High blood pressure that's hard to control, frequent heartburn or acid reflux, decreased interest in sex, testosterone drops 40% in men with sleep apnea, weight gain, especially around the midsection, anxiety or depression that seems to come from nowhere, frequent sore throats or dry mouth, unusual cravings for carbohydrates and sugar. Linda, a 64-year-old nurse, fell asleep at a red light and rear-ended another car. She told me, "I thought I was just tired from work. I had no idea that my harmless snoring was actually a life-threatening condition that was making me dangerous behind the wheel." The police officer said, "I was lucky no one was killed." The workplace epidemic. Studies show that people with untreated sleep apnea are 2.5 times more likely to have workplace accidents, take 50% more sick days, have 23% lower productivity, are 300% more likely to fall asleep during meetings. The relationship impact. Dr. Rosalind Cartwright, the Queen of Dreams, found that sleep apnea destroys relationships. Partners of people with sleep apnea lose an average of 1.5 hours of sleep per night due to snoring and worry. Divorce rates are 35% higher in couples where one partner has untreated sleep apnea. Cardiovascular destruction. Sleep apnea doesn't just affect your sleep, it's a cardiovascular time bomb. Dr. Varen Summers from the Mayo Clinic explains, "Every apnea event is like a small heart attack. The blood vessels become inflamed, blood pressure spikes, and the heart muscle weakens over time." The statistics are terrifying. 70% of heart attack patients have sleep apnea. 60% of stroke patients have sleep apnea. People with sleep apnea are 4 times more likely to develop atrial fibrillation. Sudden cardiac death during sleep is 2.5 times more common in sleep apnea patients. Brain deterioration. New research from NYU School of Medicine shows that sleep apnea accelerates brain aging by 2.5 years. The hippocampus, your brain's memory center, shrinks by 12% in people with untreated sleep apnea. But the damage doesn't stop there. Frontal lobe damage affects decision-making and impulse control. Temporal lobe damage affects memory and emotional regulation. Parietal lobe damage affects spatial awareness and attention. The brain's white matter becomes damaged, slowing communication between brain regions. The Alzheimer's connection. A groundbreaking study from the University of California found that people with sleep apnea accumulate toxic proteins in their brains at twice the normal rate, the same proteins that cause Alzheimer's disease. Dr. Yoel Ju from Washington University explains, sleep is when your brain cleanses itself. Without proper sleep, toxic waste builds up, leading to dementia, diabetes acceleration. The Chicago sleep study revealed that sleep apnea makes diabetes 250% worse. Participants with both conditions had blood sugar levels that were impossible to control, even with medication. Here's why. Sleep apnea increases insulin resistance by 40%. Stress hormones from sleep apnea raise blood sugar. Poor sleep disrupts glucose metabolism. Weight gain from sleep apnea worsens diabetes. Michael, 52, was a marathon runner in perfect health until sleep apnea triggered a massive heart attack. I couldn't understand it, he told me. I ran 26 miles without breaking a sweat, but my heart couldn't handle the nightly stress of sleep apnea. My cardiologist said my heart aged 15 years in just 3 years of untreated sleep apnea. The pregnancy danger. Sleep apnea during pregnancy increases risks by 350% higher chance of gestational diabetes, 200% higher risk of preeclampsia, 180% higher risk of preterm birth, increased risk of birth defects. The children's crisis. Pediatric sleep apnea affects 4% of children and can cause ADHD-like symptoms. 25% of ADHD diagnoses may actually be sleep apnea. Poor academic performance, behavioral problems, slowed growth and development, increased risk of obesity. The hidden costs. Sleep apnea doesn't just destroy health, it destroys finances. The average person with untreated sleep apnea costs the healthcare system $18,000 more per year than someone without the condition. Personal financial impact. 40% higher medical expenses, 50% more emergency room visits, 65% more hospitalizations. Lost productivity costs average $3,200 per person annually. Increased insurance premiums, potential job loss due to poor performance or accidents. The driving danger. People with untreated sleep apnea are 7 times more likely to have a car accident, 15 times more likely to have a fatal accident, responsible for 100,000 crashes annually in the U.S. Average insurance claim is $15,000 higher. John, a 45-year-old truck driver, fell asleep at the wheel and crashed into a school bus. Miraculously, no children were seriously injured, but John lost his CDL license, his job, and faced a $2.3 million lawsuit. I had no idea I had sleep apnea, he told me. I thought I was just tired. That moment of falling asleep cost me everything. Success stories that will give you hope. Janet's transformation. At 67, Janet was taking 6 medications for high blood pressure, had been in 3 car accidents due to drowsiness, and her husband was sleeping in another room because of her snoring. Her doctor told her she was heading for a heart attack or stroke within 2 years. 6 months after starting CPAP therapy, her blood pressure normalized, she lost 23 pounds, and she told me, I feel 20 years younger. My husband and I are sleeping together again, and I have energy I haven't felt in decades. My doctor reduced my blood pressure medications by half. I literally got my life back. The remarkable recovery data. Studies show that proper sleep apnea treatment results in 68% reduction in heart attack risk, 48% reduction in stroke risk, 73% improvement in daytime alertness, 67% reduction in traffic accidents, 43% improvement in depression scores, 55% improvement in sexual function, 60% reduction in medical costs. Robert's story. Robert, a 71-year-old retiree, was told he was developing early dementia. His memory was failing, he couldn't follow conversations, and his family was discussing care options. After treating his severe sleep apnea, his cognitive function improved dramatically. The doctor said my brain was being starved of oxygen every night for who knows how many years, Robert explained. Once I started getting proper sleep, My mind cleared like fog lifting. I can remember things again, I can think clearly, and my family says I'm like my old self. The neurologist said I don't have dementia, I had sleep apnea. Sarah's surprise. Sarah, 59, started sleep apnea treatment, hoping to stop snoring. What she didn't expect was that her type 2 diabetes would become so much easier to control that her doctor reduced her medication by half. My blood sugar is now consistently in the normal range, Sarah said. I've lost 31 pounds without trying, and I feel amazing. The marriage miracle. David and Susan were on the verge of divorce after 28 years of marriage. David's snoring was so loud that Susan hadn't slept through the night in years. She was exhausted and resentful. I was going to leave him, Susan admitted. I couldn't take it anymore. But after he got his CPAP machine, everything changed. He stopped snoring, he had energy again, and he became the man I married. We're happier now than we've been in years. The athlete's return. Marcus, a 34-year-old competitive cyclist, saw his performance decline mysteriously. His endurance dropped, his recovery time increased, and he kept getting injured. Sleep apnea treatment transformed his athletic performance. My VO2 max increased by 15% after treating my sleep apnea, Marcus reported. I'm faster now than I was 5 years ago. Sleep apnea was sabotaging my training and recovery without me knowing it. CPAP therapy, the gold standard. Continuous positive airway pressure keeps your airway open with gentle air pressure. Modern machines are whisper quiet, comfortable, and incredibly effective. Modern CPAP advantages. Machines smaller than a tissue box. Noise levels under 30 decibels, quieter than a whisper. Heated humidification prevents dryness. Auto-adjusting pressure for maximum comfort. Smartphone apps track your progress. Travel-sized options available. Variety of mask styles for every face shape. CPAP success secrets. Proper mask fitting is crucial. 75% of CPAP failures are due to poor fit. Gradual introduction increases success rates. Support groups improve compliance by 40%. Modern machines are 90% more comfortable than older models. Alternative treatments. Oral appliances. Custom devices that reposition your jaw, effective for mild to moderate sleep apnea. Positional therapy. Devices that keep you sleeping on your side. Weight loss. Even 10% weight reduction can dramatically improve symptoms. Surgical options for specific anatomical issues. The latest breakthrough, Inspire Therapy, a small device implanted under the skin that stimulates airway muscles to keep them open. It's like a pacemaker for your breathing. Success rates are 85% for appropriate candidates. Lifestyle modifications that work. Sleeping on your side reduces apnea events by 50%. Avoiding alcohol 4 hours before bed. Maintaining consistent sleep schedules. Nasal decongestants can help mild cases. Throat exercises can strengthen airway muscles. Dr. Atul Malhotra from UC San Diego reports that 85% of patients who stick with CPAP therapy for 6 months report dramatic improvements in energy, mood, and overall health. The transformation is so profound that patients often say it's like getting their life back, he noted. Home sleep tests. Modern technology allows accurate testing in your own bed. A small device monitors your breathing, oxygen levels, and sleep patterns. Results are available within days. Home test advantages. Sleep in your own bed, more convenient and comfortable. 85% as accurate as lab tests for diagnosing sleep apnea. Cost is typically 50% less than lab studies. No waiting lists. In-lab sleep studies. For complex cases, overnight sleep lab studies provide comprehensive data. You sleep in a comfortable hotel-like room while technicians monitor multiple body functions. What to expect? Sleep study scheduling, usually 2 to 4 weeks. Test results available within 1 week. Treatment consultation within 2 weeks. CPAP setup and training, same day. Follow-up appointments to ensure success. Insurance coverage. Most insurance plans, including Medicare, cover sleep apnea testing and treatment. CPAP machines and supplies are typically covered at 80 to 100%. The testing process. 1. Consultation with sleep specialist. 2. Medical history and symptom review. 3. Physical examination. 4. Sleep study, home or lab. 5. Results interpretation. 6. Treatment plan development. 7. Equipment setup and training. 8. Follow-up and adjustment. Red flags. When to seek emergency care. gasping awakenings with chest pain, severe morning headaches, falling asleep while driving, blood pressure that suddenly becomes uncontrollable, extreme daytime fatigue that affects safety. Immediate action steps, 24 to 25 minutes. Here's what you need to do this week. Step 1. The partner test. Ask your sleeping partner to observe your breathing for one night. Have them note how often you snore, any pauses in breathing, gasping or choking sounds, restless movement, how loud the snoring is, can it be heard outside the room? Step 2. The Epworth Sleepiness Scale. Rate your likelihood of falling asleep in these situations, 0 to 3 scale. Watching TV, as a passenger in a car, sitting quietly after lunch, in a meeting or conversation, sitting and talking to someone, sitting after lunch without alcohol, in a car while stopped in traffic. If your total score is above 10, you need testing immediately. Step 3. Document your symptoms. Keep a sleep diary for 1 week, noting bedtime and wake time, how you feel upon waking, daytime fatigue levels, any witnessed breathing interruptions, morning headaches, mood changes. Step 4. Doctor consultation. Don't wait for your annual physical. Schedule an appointment this week specifically to discuss sleep concerns. Bring a list of symptoms and your partner's observations. Step 5. Sleep study scheduling. If your doctor recommends testing, schedule it immediately. Don't let insurance paperwork or scheduling delays cost you your health. Step 6. Lifestyle changes. Start tonight. Sleep on your side instead of your back. Avoid alcohol 4 hours before bedtime. Maintain a consistent sleep schedule. Keep your bedroom cool and dark. Let me know if you'd like me to turn this into a YouTube script, PDF, infographic, or animated video format. I need you to understand something. Sleep apnea kills. It kills quietly, gradually, but it kills. If you recognize yourself in this video, if your partner has noticed breathing problems, if you wake up exhausted despite sleeping 8 hours, you cannot afford to wait. The cost of inaction is too high. Heart attacks, strokes, diabetes, Alzheimer's disease, car accidents, these aren't abstract risks. They're real consequences that happen to real people every single day. But here's the good news. Sleep apnea is 100% treatable. The technology exists to completely eliminate this condition's impact on your life. The question is, will you take action? Share your experience in the comments. Do you have sleep apnea? Are you using CPAP therapy? How has treatment changed your life? What symptoms did you experience before diagnosis? Your story could save someone else's life. Don't underestimate the power of sharing your experience. Subscribe and ring that notification bell, because next week we're discussing a condition that affects 54 million Americans, but rarely gets talked about. The silent bone disease that's setting you up for life-changing fractures. Please share this video with anyone who snores or struggles with daytime fatigue. Sleep apnea awareness saves lives, and you might be the one to save a life by sharing this information. Remember, sleep isn't just rest. It's when your body repairs itself, consolidates memories, and prepares for the next day. When sleep apnea steals that restorative time, it steals your health, your energy, and potentially your life. Don't let pride, fear, or procrastination keep you from getting the treatment you need. Sleep apnea is 100% treatable, and the results can be absolutely life-changing. Every night you delay treatment, you're allowing your body to be damaged a little more. Your heart, your brain, your entire cardiovascular system, they're all crying out for help. The technology exists. The treatments work. The only question is, will you choose to act? Sweet dreams, and breathe easy. Remember, this information is for educational purposes only. Always consult with a healthcare professional for personal medical advice.